We continue with our action. Back to the cage and Jennifer Oxendine.
All right, just a quick reminder to everyone, we do have face painting going on in the back corner here with the little lights on. So if you have little ones, you're a kid at heart, head on over there and have your face painted. Also, if you have on an orange wristband, make sure you are sitting in the stands and not this floor seating area. Orange wristband. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into our next fight, which is at a catch weight of 160 pounds. Brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. First, please welcome to the cage, Michael Ryland.
Our fifth bout presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. Catchweight bout at 160. It's Michael Ryland, who is 2-2 in his amateur career.
Yeah, rocking out with the black belt around his waist here. Looking like Ryu out of Street Fighter.
Michael Ryland, Mad Mike is what they call him, out of Cobra Fitness in Savannah, Tennessee. He is really in terms of the boxing. He's trained in boxing. He's got the Kishin Do belt, black belt, certified in Chi Kung Pole, staking as well. Really has the martial arts, a little bit of a diversity of martial arts to his background.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love that kind of look, man. You know, you come out here, you're sporting the black belt. Challenging himself, you know, traditional martial arts stylist coming out and stepping into the cage. It is the ultimate proving ground for martial arts competition.
He's been training MMA for 6 years, had several unrecorded fights as well, in addition to his 2-2 amateur record for Michael Ryland. And he will take on Logan Neal. Logan Neal making his debut as well at 22 years old. And
now, unrecorded fights, you're talking about, like, I mean, it could have been that he faced off against Kimbo at some point, right?
Right.
Kimbo Slice. I mean, this is underground we're talking about, brother.
How big is the underground scene, do you think?
I don't know. I think throughout New York it's a pretty big deal because everything that goes on in New York's underground, you know?
Right.
But as a whole, pretty much mixed martial arts throughout the United States has taken hold of commissions. And, you know, that's really a joke. The sanctioned fighting is where it's at.
All right, Ryland's in the ring, in the cage, back to the cage.
And his opponent, please put your hands together for Logan Neal.
Logan Neal making his debut out of Agoge Combatives in Lafayette, Georgia. Took interest in MMA at the age of 16, comfortable wherever the fight might go, and hobbies include motocross for Logan Neal, the opponent for Mad Mike. Michael Ryland tonight. We'll take a look, Casey, at the tail of the tape. You see Ryland with the 4 fights in his background, with Neal making his debut. Ryland 3 years older, Neal 2 inches taller, and then look at that weight difference. What do you think of that? 17 pounds.
I believe that Ryland may have missed weight just a tad there. So yeah, that's a big difference there, but because of the height, you know, I mean, honestly, I think the height's going to be a bigger factor than the weight is. They're very close in height. I think the question is you know, you've got Michael Ryland. He has 2 wins and 2 defeats. Logan Neal, he's a crapshoot. You don't know.
Yeah, this is a catch weight at 160, and Neal was at 155. Ryland at 171. When you miss weight, I guess it's a little bit more common to be on the upper end, but that's 11 pounds when you agree to 160. That's quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a bit, man. You know, it happens in this sport. You know, sometimes, you know, weight cuts kind of fall off a little bit, and then it's in the hands of your opponent to say, hey, am I going to do it or not? You know, in this case, Logan Neal decided, I'm ready for my first MMA fight. It's Halloween. I cut weight, so let's do this. You know, so props to him.
If you're a trainer, is it just situational on when it's right to take a fight when your opponent doesn't make weight? Yeah,
it's situational, but at the same time, it gets under your skin regardless. You know, your fighter did everything he needed to do to make the weight. So when your opponent misses, you know, you're gonna. When it's professional, obviously you take part of his purse, so it's not as big a deal. When you're an amateur fighter, really, there's nothing to give back other than your own pride, you know. So props to Logan Neal for stepping up and giving this fan base here in Chattanooga another fight to look at. Camp Jordan Marina.
Logan Neal, the Georgian from Lafayette, Georgia, taking on Michael Ryland from Savannah, Tennessee. It'll be 3 3-minute rounds in this 5th bout, presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill, one of our great sponsors here at Valor Fights 28. And back to the cage and Jennifer Oxendine.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 171 pounds, holds a record of 2 wins and 2 defeats, representing Cobra Fitness in Savannah, Tennessee. Please put your hands together for Michael Ryland. And his opponent out of the OEB blue corner, he's making his MMA debut, weighed in at 155 pounds, representing Agoji Combatives in Lafayette, Georgia. Please give it up for Logan Neal. Your referee for this fight is Josh Ward.
Bout 5, catchweight at 160, Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. Our sponsor for this 5th bout. It's Michael Ryland in the black trunks out of Savannah, Tennessee, taking on Logan Neal in the blue trunks, making his debut out of Lafayette, Georgia. Josh Ward, our referee. We are underway. No touch of gloves. Neal passes on that.
Perhaps he's a little bit upset about that weight cut.
And Ryland on the run, and he catches a kick, and Neal stays on his feet somehow. Cage might have helped a little bit.
Yeah, you hear those brackets are rattling, man. So it looks like Logan Neal sort of looking for the guillotine there. You got Michael Ryland possibly looking for the high crotch lift. Like a WWE-style body slam, if you will. Oh, and here's the guillotine. Here's the guillotine by Logan Neal.
He might be out.
He's out. Is it enough?
Oh, I thought he was out. His arm was just dangling.
Neal looking for that trip with the left leg.
Huh. Boy, that was close. And with that height advantage, too.
Yeah,
he cranked that, right?
Right, and Ryland's still not out of the deep weeds there. He's going to have to watch out because if Logan Neal can find an angle, he can sink that guillotine right on back in.
Ryland, trying to regather.
Yeah, he needs to definitely continue pushing here. Josh Ward's not going to let him lay there against the cage. Beautiful slam there, right out of that guillotine. Now he is inside the guard of Logan Neal.
Tremendous lift on that slam by Ryland. That's a big guy in Neal that he just slammed.
Logan Neal, he looks like to be very comfortable, but look at this. Ryland looking for the ankle lock. That is 100% legal here as long as he keeps it as a straight ankle lock. Of course, heel hooks and toe holds, anything twisting, not legal in the amateur ranks of mixed martial arts.
What's Neal doing here to prevent that?
Well, I mean, he's got a long frame, but you know, really, what Ryland needs to do is choke up on that leg. You know, you can see his hands there close to his hips. He needs to get really, really close to his chest, lean forward, and then start cranking back. He needs more torque.
Neal doesn't look like he's in pain right now.
Oh, that was a nice body shot there. Yeah. And, you know, for Neal, he needs to get up there and grab a hold of the wrist, the left wrist of Ryland, and start to handle what's actually holding him there. And also, if twisting footlocks were allowed, he could reach right there with his left arm and actually heel hook Ryland in response to Ryland's attack.
Neal looks very comfortable and poised here. And, boy, you could wear yourself out if you're Ryland, too, trying to sink this in and not get it, right?
It's quite possible, and that's why the ankle lock is not always the most desirable submission in mixed martial arts, because you actually do give up position. Now, that is a better torque point there on the part of Michael Ryland. That could hurt.
And you see Neal trying to flatten out.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in a bad spot. I think he's going to survive until the end of the round, but it's going to be Michael Ryland taking that first round for sure.
Boy, Ryland.
But look at this, Ryland exhausted.
Yeah,
you can see it.
He was just squeezing so hard and trying to finish that.
And look at Logan Neal. He's hopping around all over the place. He's just fine. This could be a bad position for Michael Ryland going into the second round, because you're right. He did expend a lot of energy looking for that Achilles lock.
So the advantage maybe in the position to Ryland, but did it do any damage? Who do you think won that first round?
I mean, Ryland for sure won it, because right here you're going to see it. The big lift, the big slam, And right off of it, you saw it coming a mile away. He sits back into the Achilles lock, and he held it for the duration. Honestly, if he can do it again, if he can do this exact same sequence 3 times in a row, he's going to win the fight, you know, because he's dominant. But as you can see, Logan Neal, good at defending. He was never in any danger, but you know, what really did Logan Neal do to Michael Ryland other than that guillotine attack?
And Ryland is in pain.
Uh-oh.
Is he going to throw up?
Yeah, it looks like it. Better duck, brother.
And Michael Ryland cannot continue.
Wow.
And Logan Neal, it looks like, is going to win this.
Yeah, it happens, man. Logan Neal wins by surviving the Achilles lock submission hold.
Wow.
There you have it.
And Logan Neal wins his debut in amateur MMA. How about that? He's excited. Ryland is bent over. He was going to try to get back into the cage, but he didn't look on the brink when he was in the corner. It's like just before they were getting ready to start the second round is when it sort of hit him.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Some fighters puke. Some fighters puke, man, in between rounds especially. I had a fighter that was a tremendous athlete, but in between rounds, every time we used to have to hide it, man, because they catch you puking in the cage, the fight's over. So we would hide it and get the bucket over there, and he would puke in between rounds. He'd come out and be just fine. But if you're about to lose it there in the middle, it's done. It's a done deal.
I could think of one that was doing it multiple times when we were in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah. It happens, man.
Yeah.
It's a natural reaction to fight or flight.
Wow. Unbelievable. So Michael Ryland cannot continue, and Logan Neal is going to win in his debut. How about that? All right. We're going to get our official decision announcement. Back to the cage at Jennifer Oxendine.
Your referee stops this fight due to corner stoppage TKO for your winner out of the blue corner, Logan